So I'm going to do something a little different today. Usually I just pick some random movies and talk about them, usually horror movies, but it's hard for me to narrow down. Right now, if you could see, I have, you're just going to trust me, I have a lot of DVDs, and yes, I like the physical copy of movies. It's random movie picker, so I'm going to do this, and we'll try something a little different today. I'm going to do very little editing, so bear with me. Okay, so what we're going to do is how many movies? We'll just pick 16. We'll do genres, and I'm going to pick horror, because of course. Languages, I'm going to keep it in English, although I'm going to tell you there's some great horror movies that are foreign movies. You can read subtitles and watch a movie. You can still absorb both informations and enjoy it. I would say The Last Circus and Pan's Labyrinth, 2 great movies. Check them out. All right, let's get some random movies. And I will say that if it's something I've seen, I'll give my opinion, my own personal opinion, so everybody's different. If you don't agree with me, that's fine. Tell me what you thought of the movies that I've seen in the comments. If you disagree with me, give me the reasons why. I'm fine with that. Everybody's different. And if these are movies that I haven't seen, I'm going to ask for your assistance. You know, maybe tell me what it's about. Tell me if it's worth watching. Alrighty, let's see. Oh yes, yes. Freaks from 1932, an old black and white film. And even though I'll say something, love the old movies, but sometimes black and white movies bother me. I like color. But Freaks is a great movie. It revolves around a group of sideshow freaks, these 2 little people, Hans and Frida, and the acrobat is named Cleopatra and the strongman is Hercules. 2 beautiful people, but they turn out to be the most monstrous of the group. It's a horror movie, but honestly, it's also a drama. It's a suspenseful thriller. It's not necessarily the typical horror movie that you would think of. I know I've seen bits and pieces of the film on TV. I never sat down and watched it. Having said that, it does bring together 2 of my favorite films, Alien and Predator. Predator is so cool. I've always wanted to have a Predator costume. I really have no reason to have it. I don't do anything on Halloween. I don't have parties, you know, whatever. But I always wanted I always wanted a Predator costume, although an alien costume would be pretty cool too. I think that would just be too dang big for me. I don't have the body for Predator, let alone a long lanky body like Alien, trust me. So I think they obviously got more and more goofy as time went on with both series. Alien, awesome movie. Aliens, after that it gets a little goofier and goofier. Predator, even though he's the bad guy, sometimes he's also the good guy or the lesser of 2 evils. I don't know. But they're both really cool. So I can't say for sure about this movie. What did you think about it? Because I can't remember if I've actually watched this or not. I'm not gonna lie. Psycho from 1960. I saw this movie, you know, I think most people have. And if you have not seen the film itself, you know of the iconic slasher scene where the woman is in the shower and this person comes up and stabs her to death. Oh, trivia, the blood was actually Hershey syrup because it's in black and white. Who's gonna know? It's a pretty good movie. I have to watch it again, to be honest. It's been years since I've seen it. But Norman Bates is a really great character because they redid this with Anne Heche and Vince Vaughn. Now, the thing is, never seen it, but I heard it was reenacted. Very similar to the original Psycho. Kind of like when they do a live-action Disney movie. It's like they take it and just make a live-action version of the same thing. So it's kind of like, what's the point? Constantine, 2005. This is one of my favorite movies. People make fun of it. People make fun of my guy here, Keanu Reeves. He's awesome. And the movie's great. The special effects are actually pretty good at the time. And it has, in my opinion, the best depiction of Satan that I have seen in a film. At least thus far for me. And Constantine, I have heard, is supposed to be making a sequel. I've been hearing this for years. I don't really know if I want them to. Like, I don't know. I don't want them to ruin the whole storyline for me. While it does deserve a sequel, I'm scared they're going to ruin it. Constantine, you know, battle between good and evil. It's great. Some scenes are just honestly beautiful. And so I do recommend you watch Constantine, especially if you like Keanu Reeves. I do. The Ring from 2002. Yes, I've seen this. While the child, I try to be more forgiving. While the child, he may have done his best. He was so annoying to me. I'm not necessarily blaming it on the kid actor. The kid was aggravating, but the mother was too. Like, the kid was in a crappy situation in my opinion. But it's a good movie, especially for the time. This is a remake of a Japanese, I believe, film, Ringu, or The Ringu. I'm probably mispronouncing it. yeah. Anyway, this was actually pretty good, and it was, I don't want to say subtle, because some scenes were kind of in your face and over the top, but the more subtle scenes is really what got me. Actually, the scene that disturbed me the most, besides the horse, leave the horse alone, whatever it was, she pulled it out of her own mouth. It is just so disgusting. It's so gross. But anyway, it's good. It has a good twist ending, and The Ring 2, don't watch. I thought it was horrible, and I'm sorry if I offend anybody who just like, if you're like a Ring 2 lover and you're like, how dare you, I am very sorry. Jaws 2, 1978, never seen it, I've heard of it. The first Jaws was very fun, of course. The second one, I've heard, was basically just kind of made, was it Rob Schneider or Roy Schneider? It must be Roy Schneider. I think Rob Schneider was a You Can Do It guy. Jaws 2, never seen it. So what did you think of Jaws 2? The first Jaws, obviously, they just take a shark and make it a monster, which a shark is not a monster. A shark is just an animal living his life. The sharks have their ocean. I'll stay right here. I'm good with that. We're intruding on their territory. What did you expect? Silent Hill 2006. I have seen this. It's one of those movies that I don't sit down to watch, but if I come across it, I might put it on TV. It was a fun enough movie. I know it's based on a video game. So when movies are based on a video game, it's kind of hit and miss. Like, sometimes they'll be good, sometimes they'll be bad, sometimes they'll put things in there just for the gamer to get, you know, which is understandable. I get it. I thought it was fun, but I can't remember too much about it. So what did you think? If you played the game and then you watched the movie, what did you think? Was it good? Was it better, worse than the game? Tell me your thoughts. Angel Heart from 1987. I can honestly say I've never seen this, and I cannot tell you what it's about. I have no idea. What is it about? Is it any good? Opinions? Is it a good movie? Let me know. Shaun of the Dead, definitely 100%. 2004, it's a comedy horror. Obviously a play on the title of Dawn of the Dead. It's about this guy who just can't commit to his girlfriend. He has a job, but he's just, I don't know, he's kind of like stagnant in life. And then he's forced to take charge, and he eventually kind of becomes the hero in a way. It's a dry humor. It's a British comedy, so it's a little more dry than most. But there's nothing wrong with that. I like dry humor too. A quotable movie. You got red on you. There's a lot of great quotes from Shaun of the Dead. If I want to watch something scary, I'll watch it, because zombies is my favorite genre of all the horror movies. And it's a great comedy. It's so much fun. Dead Alive. What? No. Brain Dead. Brain Dead? From 1992. I feel like I've seen this once years ago. I honestly can't remember what it's about. Anybody in the comments, let me know what this movie is about. I guess it's called Brain Dead from 1992, and give me your opinions on it. Thank you very much. I'm sorry I don't have much to say about this one. Evil Dead 2. Dead by Dawn, 1987. So this stars Bruce Campbell as Ash Williams. Evil Dead series has a real cult following. There's Evil Dead 2, Army of Darkness. It's a really goofy movie. The whole series is really goofy. They had a kind of a reboot in 2010, I believe. And to me, that was more of a, while still goofy, a little more of a serious film. Now, near the end, you do get all the blood that you got, probably, that they've been withholding throughout the whole movie. You get nothing but blood in the end of that movie. But I really liked it. Some people, I think it's a love or hate. Some people love it like me, some people hate it. And then they had a recent one, was it 2022? Was it this year? 23. Evil Dead Rise. I personally didn't care for it. Sorry if anybody else liked it. I personally didn't care for it. I couldn't tell if it was trying to be funny or serious, and it just was more confusing. The only person that I cared about in the movie was already dead. It was the deadite mother. She was awesome in it. Like, she was great. Her acting, her facial expressions, everything about her was great. I couldn't have cared less about anybody else. I know I shouldn't wish any ill upon children in the movie, but I didn't care about the kids. I'm sorry. The Fog, 1980. I still have not seen it. It's on my watch list. But I know it has Jamie Lee Curtis, and a fog comes in, and strange things happen. I believe it's a John Carpenter film. Again, never seen The Fog. I need to sit down and watch it one day, so tell me what you thought. Do you like The Fog? I know the horror cat dad likes The Fog, so give me your opinion, horror cat dad. So let everybody know why they should watch The Fog. Rosemary's Baby from 1968. This is one of those movies that I watched again years ago, and I remember not really caring for it. I thought the acting was kind of, again, my own personal opinion, my memory could be wrong. I thought the acting was a little goofy. I personally didn't like it. I need to sit down and watch it again, I guess, but give me your opinion on Rosemary's Baby. Tell me if you thought it was any good. Maybe I was just young and bored and didn't understand the subtleties of it, but according to my memory, I didn't care for Rosemary's Baby. I'm sorry. Videodrome? Am I pronouncing that right? I don't know. It's a movie from 1983, and a guy sticking his head into the TV to a pair of lips, and I have absolutely no idea what this movie's about. Anybody in the comments want to help me out and tell me what this movie is about, and if I'm mispronouncing it, thank you. I have no idea. I've never heard of it. Never heard of it. Maybe it's a good movie. Let me know. Gremlins from 1984, a comedy horror. Now, if you have not seen Gremlins, you need to. And there's actually Gremlins 2, which some people say is really bad. Don't watch it. I thought it was kind of fun. Now, nothing's going to compare to the first one, but there was a Gremlins 2, a sequel, and that's where you get the gremlin spider and the gremlin bat, and the gremlin bat really freaked me out. The spider was kind of creepy too. I thought the second one was funny. They kind of poke fun at themselves too. But Gremlins, if you have no idea what Gremlins is about, and how do you not know? It's this cute little fuzzy mogwai named Gizmo. There are a few rules given to the father, and one of them is don't feed them after midnight and never get them wet, and they hate bright lights. So what happens? All of the above. Now, there is one thing that I always thought, like, okay, they don't like bright light, I get that. Can't get them wet. Well, the reason you can't get them wet, by the way, is because they sprout little tiny balls of mogwai and they turn into more. But feeding them after midnight is what turns these cute, cuddly little fuzzy things into gremlins. Really creepy gremlins. A lot of people make a joke about it because it's like, you can't feed them after midnight. Well, what if I'm in a different time zone? What if I'm across the street, you know, in one of those little towns where it's like an hour difference, 5 feet away from your neighbor? How does that affect it? That part's kind of goofy. But the whole movie's goofy. It's a fun movie. Just sit back, relax, and watch. It's Gremlins. It's so much fun. So yeah, I love Gremlins. I'll be damned. Look, we got Gremlins 2, the new batch from 1990. Okay, this is what I was just talking about. Yes, Gremlins 2, a really fun movie. Is it necessary to watch the first one before the second one? No, it's not 100% necessary, but it's more fun. Watch the first one than the second one. Hey, there we go. Alright, well those were the 16 random movies by this website. And if there are some movies that I mentioned here that you like, dislike, whatever, leave your opinions in the comments. Everybody be nice to each other though, because we can have constructive criticism and peaceful arguments, or peaceful discussions, I guess I should say. Everybody has their own taste. There are some movies that people absolutely love that I thought were so boring, and vice versa. You know, to each their own. But if you have any idea what some of these movies are that I had no idea, that I've never seen before, let me know. Let me know if they're worth watching. Alright, well this is going to be a fun edit. So thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Hey, if you have any movie suggestions, let me know in the comments. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Have a good day. Bye.